Welcome everyone, and thank you for participating in the AMA of Kyber and Sipher. Really phonetic, right? I will be your host today. I am Ece from Kyber team, and Alain from Sipher team is here with us today to answer our questions. Okay, so KyberSwap partners with Sipher on $50 million liquidity mining campaign to provide the best liquidity and best rates for the Sipher token. More details are soon. We also prepared a Medium post for you. I'll leave it to the general chat. You can check from there quickly. Okay, it's on general chat right now. I will also add the giveaways Twitter post to general chat. So if you haven't participated, you can join right now. Do not forget to comment and ask your questions if you have. Please check the general chat. What are we going to talk about? We will talk about, of course, from the partnership of Kyber and Sipher. Briefly, I will talk about what is Kyber Network and KyberSwap for the beginners. What is Sipher? I'll ask the questions that come from you to Alain first. Then I will briefly talk about how we can do Sipher farming in KyberSwap. We'll be waiting your questions about Sipher and about farming from you. After that part, last section is dedicated to our monthly community calls. We'll talk about what's going on at Kyber if we have time. We will take your questions about Kyber in the end. So let's start. There is a lot of questions in the general chat I see. Thank you for participating. So I will just talk briefly about Kyber and Sipher partnership before the questions. KyberSwap is excited to collaborate with Sipher team to give the best token swap rates for Sipher token and let the users do farming with Sipher tokens on the Ethereum network. What is Kyber? Kyber Network is basically a liquidity hub for the whole DeFi industry. Kyber connects liquidity from various protocols and sources. Also, KyberSwap is next generation DEX aggregator and liquidity protocol that achieves the best rates for traders through liquidity aggregation, while providing capital efficient and higher returns for liquidity providers via amplified pools and, of course, dynamic fees. Kyber has been increasing both the number and liquidity of key token pair pools on KyberSwap. One of our key attempts is working with very promising projects such as Sipher to incentivize users and boost liquidity together. These joint initiatives with popular projects on Ethereum continue with more than $50 million liquidity mining campaign with Sipher. This is one of the biggest GameFi campaigns ever. So let's continue AMA with the questions from you. I took the best questions you asked. Again, welcome Alain. You ready?
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.
You guys are having all well and had nice holidays. Happy belated New Year to everyone.
You're great. Thank you so much. So I will ask the questions to you. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. Can you mention about yourself in the beginning? We would like to know you better.
Okay, sure. So my name is Alain. I'm the head of the partnership and B at Sipher, and also involved with the game development, like giving input about the game design, how we want the game to be, what we think is fun and think that works and what the community would like. And I joined Sipher almost since the very beginning, around May, 7 months ago, with our founder Dinh. And right now we're in pre-alpha stage.
So let's continue with the hard questions. I was just kidding. Can you mention what is Sipher game to us and what is World of Sipheria with your own word?
Okay, sure. So Sipher is a game consisting of 2 game modes. So we will have the first game mode, which will launch in Q2 this year, which is a PvE dungeon crawler, imagine Diablo with guns in a more futuristic setting. So looter shooter, you and 2 other players, 2 friends or 2 randoms go through a dungeon, kill mobs, and maybe be a mini boss and loot resources to upgrade your character, your weapons, and your skills. So that's the first game mode. And the second game mode, which we plan to launch around Q3, Q4 this year, will be a PvP battle arena, like imagine games like Brawl Stars or Smash Legends or even Super Smash Brothers, but in a top view. And like short matches, teams are free against each other. And yeah, that's the two game modes. And also like our end goal is like maybe like in 2-3 years to have like an open world social game, like similar like to Sandbox or Decentraland, like a whole metaverse where you can use your cyber characters to walk around and visit your friends' places, how they decorate their homes and everything, and socialize. And we built our game on Ethereum, but of course we're looking for an efficient layer 2 scaling solution. And for that, we will have like players like getting all the resources and NFT items that they can either like trade or upgrade or even like scrap. And scrapping means like, okay, they can scrap these items and get some resources back and invest those resources somewhere else where they think it's better used. And at Cypher, we really encourage players like to reinvest like all these resources, collect and level up multiple characters with different strengths, skills, and attributes. So at launch, we will have like 4 different characters. So we launched with our Inu, which is a dog character, which is more like an all-rounder class. The second one we launched was the Neko, the cat character, which is more like a nimble, agile assassin class. And the third upcoming class will be around like March, which is the Buru, the bull, which is more like a tank character. And we have like a 4th character coming before the game launches around like May, which will be most likely a long-range damage dealer. We will let you know more about the details later on. And also in Cypher, it's not like you only can play like with the characters you bought from OpenSea or the NFT characters that you mint like since the start. You will have the opportunity to clone your character. Cloning means like you use your Cypher NFT together with like a rare item drop called like a character Vesicore. And these 2 items combined with some waiting time and some Cypher tokens will create like a clone. So with that clone, you basically have like one more account to play that you can play yourself, or you can sell on our marketplace, or lend it out to someone else to play. And we are using a dual token system for Cypher, which will be like the Cypher token, which will be the governance token, which will be used like for, like I said, like features like cloning, and also like used in the marketplace, and also like later on like for voting rights, we plan to have like include like some mini games that will be like, for example, mining, and that part might be very basic at the start without like any player interaction. It's just like a timer. You wait until the time is over, then you get your resources. But the community and Cypher holders that stake Cypher will have the opportunity like to vote on like a specific addition implementations. Like, okay, I want to make the mining game maybe more exciting, then we can do that. And with the other reward token being like Aether. Aether will be like the reward token when you beat like levels, then you will get like Aether drop, and that's basically what you will use like to upgrade everything in Sipheria. Like your character levels up, you need Aether. You want to upgrade like your equipment, your weapon, your armor, you need Aether, and also like your skills, you need Aether. So that will be the reward token to use for all these upgrades. And of course, the more you upgrade, the stronger your character becomes, the higher levels you can beat and get even more upgrades. And we also like have some surprises for the end game. We plan to have like an end game like similar to traditional games, like with big guild bosses where you and more than 2 other players beat like a boss together, and things like that. And how we want to onboard like more players is through like our guild partnerships. And with that, we are currently having like 14 officially partner guilds, with 2 of the biggest being like YTG and Merit Circle, and 12 other potential ones in specific regions that we I think like we grow a lot in terms of like blockchain gaming, not only like play to earn, but blockchain gaming in general, like emerging markets, for example, like South America or Africa or even India. We are going to tap in. And yeah, that's basically it about Cypher. I think like I'm going to answer like more specific questions because I can go on and on with that.
So it's really cool, and this is so detailed project. It's so important, I think. So you answered a lot of my questions, but I want to go details actually, if we have time. Actually, we would like to know what has inspired the Cypher project. What was the inspiration for you and your team?
Okay, like I said, like we started like around April, May, and I remember back then, like when Dinh messaged me asking me like what I think about the idea of Cypher and seeing the first artwork. I thought like it was a great idea because like we are passionate gamers since we were little, and when we talked about like blockchain gaming, and there wasn't really something out there that we wanted to play together. So we thought like, okay, maybe there's like a market for a game like Cypher. Like we grow up like with games like mobile like games like Dota or League of Legends, and also play like Brawl Stars, Smash Legends. And we thought like, okay, maybe like a live action genre is like more fun instead of like what was out there on the market, which was more like turn-based gameplay, pet breeding, idle games. So we wanted to have something more action, also like because we're like big fans of esports, something like that's more exciting to watch and gets like more people excited to watch. So yeah, that's how we came up with the idea of Cypher.
It's really great, thank you. And another question is, actually you mentioned a little bit, but why should we play on Cypher? Because there is lots of games in blockchain industry. What is the difference between Cypher and other typical GameFi projects? Can you mention again and more detailed?
Yeah, like I said, like with like a live action genre, we can now have more games like that coming up. But the majority of games are still like more like turn-based, idle games, clicker games. So we will be different, and also we put a lot of focus on like our world lore and like storytelling. So we build like a whole story around the game and all the characters. So you jump into a game and you know like your purpose, where you are beating these monsters and everything for purpose. Like most games are lacking like a background story. So you just do what you do, but you don't actually know why you're doing it. And yeah, we are big fans of like big storytelling in movies and games. Movies like Game of Thrones, Star Wars, games like Final Fantasy, and League of Legends. We want to create something like that as well. That's why we also like invest into it more and onboarded like a film director and script writer, so we can build out like the world and the story more. And also like later on, we are already working like on a comic series, which got postponed unfortunately because of the script. But we have like the illustrators already, which are very talented. It's just like we want like to create like a world that people can dive into and can really suck people in, and they really want to know like what's going to happen next and why are there ciphers in Sipheria and everything. So yeah, that's our big focus, like different than other games. And of course, like we want to make like a competitive game, and the plan is like end of this year in December to have like the first esports tournament, maybe one of the biggest in blockchain gaming for now, because our gameplay suits that very well.
Thank you so much. Another highly asked question is, apart from current games as Nico's and the other ones, will there be other races?
Like I said, like the upcoming one that's confirmed already is the Guru, the bull character, the tank character. Okay, for the fourth one, I can tell a little bit. So it might be like a character we call Nezumi, like Japanese for mouse. So more like a caster long range, or it can be also like a tori, a bird character. Or we will also have like other animals like dragons, like Dorago in Japanese, or monkey, basically like the 12 Chinese zodiacs. So that's where we get the inspiration from. But later on, we will can diversify more. So that's the beauty of the world of Sipheria and like the story we're going to tell. We are open like to a lot of directions later on.
Thank you. This question is asked a lot, especially among investors. Can you explain us what is the role of the Cypher token in the project?
Yeah, sure. So Cypher is basically the multifunctional governance token of Cypher, and as an application both in game and real world. Like you can use it for staking, staking rewards like people are getting now, like in KyberSwap or in Uniswap. And then if they stake the LP token on our like staking reward pool on our website, they can get extra incentives. And also Cypher will be required, like I said, like for cloning, like creating like more NFT characters, and also for marketplace transaction fees. And also like we will offer like some in-game items to purchase, like special items from the Cypher laboratory. So imagine like some new cool skins that you want to have for your Inu to look a little bit different, or your Neko to look a bit different, or your Buru to look different, and all that. And like I said, like we really want like later on, like if we implement like mini games and everything, that the community, like Cypher token holders, can vote like on what to implement that will like make the game more fun, instead of like just like a stat check, like click mining and then wait until mining is finished and then like get the results. Instead of that, like something like more fun, and where they can actively participate, and depending like on their performance, they get more rewards or less. So that's all up to Cypher token holders to vote on their own.
Great. So there is a lot of excited gamers and investors here. We got so excited. So how do users get started with Cypher? So if I am a beginner, how can I start? Can you give us some tips?
Yeah, of course, like you can buy one of our Cypher NFT characters. We launched like 2 collections at the Inus with 10,000, the neighborhood 10,000 who have 10,000 as well. From secondary market or the Guru, and the fourth raise, you can wait until like the public mint and mint one of these NFT characters that you can use in game. But for us, like the goal is like to onboard as many players as possible. So even without owning an NFT, our idea is like you can just like sign up with your email address, like for any other regular traditional game, and start playing right away. We will provide you with like some basic characters without like you having to own like an NFT within your wallet. But of course, if you use like one of these basic characters, you won't like experience the game to the fullest. But it's like a easier entry barrier, so you can test out the game and see like if all that the blockchain part is something for you. If you really want like own your own Cypher character, a specific one, like unique one, and participate and earn like the reward of Kyber and participate in like all these blockchain transactions, or you just want to play to have fun and for free, and you don't even care like about like earning reward tokens or not. So yeah, we want to have that option available. And yeah, otherwise, if you're not like a gamer, then you can just like acquire Cypher tokens. Like currently we're listed on Uniswap and KyberSwap, with KyberSwap like offering like great liquidity, so people can buy our tokens without big slippage. So because the liquidity is there, and they can invest long term by staking the Cypher tokens in our reward staking pool. So that's how people can get started. And of course, like if you need like some pointers, always welcome to join our Discord. We are like over 200,000 people members of Discord. All our mods like very international and always like helpful. And if you have any questions, we are more than happy to help you out.
Thank you. And the last question from my side is, what can Cypher users and investors look forward to in 2022? Will Cypher be only in Ethereum chain, any alpha leaks?
Okay, of course, 2022 will be the big year for us to launch in both game modes. And yeah, we are built on Ethereum, but it doesn't mean that we are not looking for the optimal solution, what works best for the game. So we are always open for that. And our developers are always looking how to give the players and users a frictionless experience, without the disadvantages of the blockchain, waiting times and high gas fees and all that. And for alpha leaks, we have some. I think we sent to your team in advance. I think it's okay now for you guys to publish it in the chat for some people to see first. And yeah, we will try to keep everyone updated. We only want to leak something that we are completely sure about. Not that we leak something and after we scrap it and then people are like, hey, what happened to that one leak? And so be very careful with that.
Thank you. Really, thank you so much, Alain. And we will get more questions from general chat. Alain, can you check the general chat and pick some questions for us?
Yes, sure.
Thank you. And by the way, while you're choosing the questions, I can talk about briefly how we can do cipher farming in KyberSwap. Is it okay for you?
Yes, please go ahead. I will need some time to go through all the great questions here.
Okay, thank you so much. Please write your questions to the general chat, and there is a lot of questions. We will try our best. Okay, so let's talk about how we can farm Cypher and get KNC and Cypher rewards on KyberSwap. I don't want to go into a lot of details and bore you. Details are already in the blog post. I will just talk briefly as a break. Of course, you need to start with KyberSwap.com. Make sure you are on the Ethereum network, of course, and you need to have some ETH tokens for gas fees. And on KyberSwap pool page and add liquidity into the eligible Cypher ETH pool. You will get LP token representing your pool share after you add liquidity. Next, you will go to farm page and approve Cypher ETH farm. You need to approve in the beginning, just once. Then you can stake your LP tokens on the farm. That's all. Congrats. So for the getting rewards, this is the fun part, right? How we can get the rewards? We started to stake our LP tokens. For KNC rewards, you will start receiving them immediately on KyberSwap.com. They can be harvested anytime. After receiving KNC rewards on KyberSwap, you can harvest your KNC rewards whenever you want. When you harvest KNC rewards, a 14-day vesting period starts. Please be careful about this too. You will be able to claim all unlocked KNC rewards after the vesting period, 14 days. That's all for KNC part. For yield farming Cypher rewards is a little bit more interesting. After staking your LP tokens, you will receive another Kyber staked LP, SLP token, that representing your staked Cypher LP position. This special token can be deposited on Cypher portal on Cypher's own website. In the website, you can generate Cypher rewards, which also have to be claimed in the website too. Let me repeat, this is kind of complicated. To generate Cypher rewards, you need to have first stake your SLP tokens on the Cypher portal on the Cypher's website, and then Cypher rewards can be claimed on there too. That's all. More than $50 million in liquidity incentives will be distributed in total. Really great. Also, there's a tutorial if you missed some points and you want to watch it. I know YouTube is the best way for checking how we can do the things in crypto space. So I will add in general chat the video, but you can find it in our blog post. Okay, that's all.
Okay, I think I found some really interesting questions I try to answer. So I'll just go ahead. First one from Thunderlight, asking about game design and sustainability. So he's asking, one of the challenges will be to retain players in the long term. Many companies try to solve this by different manners, but when we take a look at MMOs, often contents released do not follow the progress of semi-hardcore players who are often the wells leading to a desertification of the game. How does Cypher team project itself on solving this challenge? So yeah, with developing a game, of course, we have to think about like how to keep players entertained. And some things that we haven't mentioned yet, but that I can mention here is like our levels will be like randomly generated. So you won't play like the same levels over and over again and feel like the repetition. And also we will implement some roguelite elements so that not every run will be the same. So maybe in one run, like, okay, you pick up like perks that favor like maybe a long range build, but then like the next run, maybe you can pick up perks that favor like more like a close combat approach. So that's something we are working on. And also like for the bosses, like we give them like different attack patterns, and sometimes okay, you finish like the same level again, but it might be not the same boss again. It might be a different boss, or maybe it's like the same boss but with like a different variation of the boss with different attack patterns. So you always have to be on your toes and adapt to what we throw at you. I think that's really exciting, and us being gamers ourselves, we really don't want to fall into that repetitiveness. Like, okay, you feel like, okay, it's the same thing over and over, and also like I said, like for esports and streaming, that will be very boring. So we will have like these elements to keep like players more busy with the game and everything, and also like we're looking at like end game content. A lot of games, like blockchain games, are missing like some kind of end game content, but we do our research from other like MMORPGs, and we really believe like end game content is very, very important. Like you with your group of friends, guild, and there should be something like you guys can do. It can be like a big like world boss, or like PvP raids, guild versus guilds, more tournaments, and all that. We want to implement so people don't feel bored after like beating like a PvE like to the highest level. Then we will create. We will put in like a endless mode, or also like plan to like reincarnation mode. So go through it again, but like in a different way. So yeah, we will come up with more interesting things. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. And the next question would be, okay, where do you and the Cypher team see the world of blockchain being in years to come? And how will Cypher change the landscape of the currency and gaming space in years to come? I personally think that blockchain gaming will go from play to earn to play and earn, with emphasis on play, because like in the end, like we are all games, and games are supposed to be fun. And if you can have fun and earn at the same time, or have some incentives, monetary benefits, then that's great. But that shouldn't be like always like the main focus. Like it shouldn't be like a chore or become like work. Like you just play, like, okay, you don't feel like playing, it feels like work to you, then it's not a game anymore. And I think that our traditional gaming studios, they will take some time, maybe in the years to come, but that we realize that blockchain gaming is actually like something that they want to be a part of as well, because like they're already good at creating games. It's just like they haven't figured out like, okay, how do their games work with blockchain and NFTs yet, and they're still skeptical. But I think like in the years to come, that will be the norm. So blockchain gaming will take more and more of the traditional gaming market away. That's my opinion. Okay, let me find like a next question. Possible to share more on layer 2 solutions? So like I said, like of course we can't use like the mainnet. If you move the gas fees and the transaction fees, it's way too slow. So we are thinking about like the two solutions like Polygon, which is like faster and cheaper, but we are also building our own sidechain, which is similar like to sidechain in our games. So to have like all the transaction, everything on there that won't be contested, but it will take some time. And also, it's not only the time it takes to build it, but it's also like we have to build the trust. So we can't like launch like a game and force everyone like to only use our chain without it being like proven yet. So that will be in time that we will have our own chain, and then we finally can like offer like a frictionless experience. Like you can do like all the trading, upgrade, and everything, and it all happens like instantly. But it's still like on the blockchain. Question there is, if there's no NFT, can I play? I think like I answered that. Like if you don't have an NFT character that at public mint is like at least 0.1 ETH, maybe it's like too big of an investment for you. And like I said, like we want to implement like a free to play mode, but like of course, like if you like free to play, then you can't like can have like a part of the reward tokens, but you can still play. Okay, how do you intend to stabilize your in-game currency in the play to earn model to avoid problems like another token has seen, and what methods are used for burn of Aether? I think I mentioned it before, like for us, like we want people not to hoard the reward token, but really enjoy the game and use the reward token to put back into the game by upgrading the characters, their skills, their equipment, and also like another use for Aether we plan to have is like to wager Aether, like for example, like your team or your favorite team or guild plays against another guild, and each side is like wagering like Aether, and like winner takes like 9%, and 10% goes back to the vault, some things like that to burn the Aether more. And yeah, also like of course like if you don't beat like a level and fail and die, and there are no like teammates to revive you, you can still like use Aether like to or rival to come back if you're willing to burn that and to finish the level. If you think like okay, beating you're that close to beat the level, the boss is at like 1 HP, but you just died and you don't want to go through it again, then okay, I just use my Aether like okay, go back to life and finish off the boss and finally complete this stage. So that's another Aether sync as well. And we will implement a lot more. It's not like, okay, Aether will only be used for cloning or one utility. We don't believe that's a sustainable model. Otherwise, like it's always like more supply than demand. People will get more and more Aether and they hoard, and there's no way for them to use it. That's not the idea.
Hi, I have a question for you. Shane here.
Hi, Shane.
Hi, Shane.
Hi. Thanks so much for sharing about Cypher. Really excited, and I based on the AMA, I've seen you've drawn inspiration from many different games. Myself, when I was younger, I played a lot of World of Warcraft and Dota as well, and it's great to hear that a lot of a lot of thought has been put into the world of Sipheria, and to see and find the best aspects of these different genres and games, and put it all in this one big like metaverse, right? So it's really exciting to hear. You mentioned earlier that there will be more races coming after Nekos and Inus, like mouse race, dragon race, different animals in the zodiac. That's really cool. I wanted to know, these races, do they have like an advantage over another race? For example, maybe the Inu has like stronger than Nekos, and maybe the Nekos are better than the mouse. They have a certain special abilities that help them defeat other races. This is similar to what World of Warcraft has placed on certain of their races in their game as well. So yeah, do you have answer to that?
Yeah, very good question. Like I said, with all races, like all races will have like 4 sub races, and they play slightly differently. Have like all sub races have like different skills, so they play differently, but not. I wouldn't say like one is better than the other. It's like it's a matter of like a preference. Like you like more like a close-up character, or you better than with skill shots, and you go for a long-range character, like glass cannon. And like with us, like playing like traditional MOBAs, like Dota or League of Legends, we try to make it as balanced as possible. And it's also like what we put like a lot of focus on later on when we implement like more races and sub races to keep the game balance. Like in the beginning for PvE, it won't be a big issue because people are working together. But for PvP, like that will be like a big focus for us, like to balance out all these races and sub races, and also make sure like okay, there's like no pay to win aspect there, and all the gear like you play against a whale, whatever, then all levels and equipment are like scaled to the same level, so it's fair game for everyone. So that's the beauty of like esports, right? A sport has to be fair, and for these races, so no, not there's no better race in our like okay, for example, like the Buru, like the tank character might have like a lot of HP, but also it's like one of the slower ones, so Neko with like less HP, but being faster can kite the Buru, walk around, and like being out of range of the Buru, and like chip away at his HP over time. And of course, like, it all depends. Like it's on the team composition. We haven't thought about like a 1v1 mode, like similar to Lost Ark yet. We only like plan to have like team fights and like a co-op like together. So you need like okay different roles, like the traditional roles like in games are like okay, one tank, one DPS, and one support, for example. So yeah, the team composition is what makes or break like a team, and of course like communication and everything.
Wow. Wow, yeah, so that sounds really interesting. And I like that there will be co-op kind of gameplay as well as PvP, like team kind of PvP. So that opens opportunities for esports, right? Like you mentioned. And you know, like one of the biggest, like the international for Dota, the prize money is in the millions. And like a lot of people play it around the world. So I hope to see that one day also for Cypher, Cypher NFTs and the teams. And if you're ever interested in organizing like a PvP esport competition in Singapore, hit us up. Like I'm based in Singapore, and a lot of the team are also based in Vietnam and some other parts of the world. So yeah, excited to see this happen in physical events where people can play like in LAN shops or in big halls, right, where they can show the big screen and see the fights take place in real time with commentators and all that. So yeah, very excited. Thanks for answering me.
Yeah, we are really excited for that as well. Like when we can fill like halls or rooms full of players, and like also the audience, and creating that great atmosphere like Dota has with the international. For the prize pool, it may take some time. I think we can offer like a very attractive prize pool for the first big tournament. And the beauty is also like you don't have to be a pro player to earn, right? So for these games, you have to be like the best of the best to be able to qualify for all these tournaments and have a shot at the prize pool. But here for Cypher, you can be an average player or above average. You can still like play and earn your reward tokens, and then play against other teams and wager and earn there. Or if you're really good, of course, you can go more professional and participate in these tournaments as well.
World Cyber Games. That's the aim.
Okay, I try to find more questions here. I think general chat is super flooded. Great to see everyone excited. Thanks a lot for the support, everyone.
Thanks a lot.
Let me find something.
By the way, we can always reach Cypher for their social media accounts, right, Alain? Can you give us the channels our community can reach you?
Like I said, like our Discord server, like discord.gg/cypherxyz. That's like the best place to get in touch with us. And if you want to stay updated about like our announcement and everything, you can follow our Twitter, which is like Twitter twitter.com/CypherXYZ as well. And yeah, these are the two main channels that we focus on because we think like Twitter and Discord have like the best reach and is the best for us like to keep in touch with our community. Yeah, someone posted it in the chat already. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And by the way, I saw a question I would like to ask you. It says, what is the goal for Cypher in 2022?
The goal is like to have a game that everyone can play and enjoy. I think that's the ultimate goal. Like no matter like where you're from and what device you play on or what age you are. So that's where we put a lot of focus on. Like we will launch on PC first, but we will optimize for mobile devices as well because like the market is so huge and we want to reach like to players worldwide. So yeah, some people can't afford like a laptop or gaming PC, so they can play on the phone as well. So that's the idea. And also like having it Cypher this year, hopefully translated into like as many languages as possible. Like of course like English and like some Asian languages, Spanish, Portuguese. Yeah, that would be great if we can accomplish that this very first year already.
It's great. Thank you so much. So is there anything you would like to add? Or answer questions? I think we did great job.
Okay, for January, update for January, some people might know already, some might not know. So for January, the two biggest updates would be like our pre-alpha gameplay trailer. So you can see like how it looks like after like what we published last time, the game teaser video. But now you can see the actual gameplay. It's pretty alpha status still, but the team is working like non-stop on it. So yeah, we hope like people will like it, and also like besides like having like all the good liquidity on KyberSwap, we also like have our first centralized exchange listing this month, just like for the smaller retail investors not being vulnerable or exposed to the high gas fees and being able, maybe they only want to hold a couple Cypher so they can buy on a centralized exchange without paying like a gas fee that's more than the amount of Cypher they want to buy. So these are the two major updates for this month. So stay tuned, everyone.
Thank you, Shane. Is there anything you want to add?
Thanks so much, Alain, for joining.
Thank you, Alain.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Is there anything you want to add? Last words from you?
I think like Shane just put up like a leak of our UI UX. Yeah. So that's basically what you expect there on the game. So that's the home screen. You go home and you see like these different tabs. The overview, news about the game, the challenges, the quests. You're gonna have inventory, all your equipment and everything. The cloning system to get more, marketplace to get like more items and weapons and everything, and you can see like your world level, change to a hero and find a match. So yeah, that's not finalized, but still alpha league, but it's pretty much like how we want it to look like.
It's great. Thank you so much for participating. And sorry, I pronounced your name wrong in the beginning. You didn't say anything, so kind of you.
No, it's okay. Like everyone calls me Alain. It's like the easiest to pronounce. Actually, it's a French name, Alain, but it's a little bit difficult to pronounce. So everyone calls me Alain since like 15 years. So
okay.
Just call me Alain. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for participating. I hope we can make another AMA in the future because a lot of things are coming for Cypher, right?
Sure. Yeah. Please let me know. I'm always here, the community and everyone.
Thank you. Now I will talk about Kyber a little bit in our remaining time. Alain, please feel free to leave the chat from now on because now I will talk about Kyber a little bit.
Okay. All right. So thanks everyone for joining, and see you in Sipheria hopefully soon. Bye, guys.
See you. I would like to talk about the latest developments in Kyber network. Stay with us. Also, in the end of this section too, please write your questions about Kyber to the general chat. We will read and we will try to answer as much as we can. We successfully completed our Kyber 3.0 upgrade, and the DMM has been rebranded as KyberSwap, as you know. After a request from the community, right? KyberSwap is back, better than ever. On 6 chains right now: Ethereum, Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, Avalanche, Phantom, and Chronos. More is on the way. On these networks, you can instantly swap tokens with the best rates. Via DEX aggregation, you can earn by adding liquidity, and you can participate in liquidity mining for bonus rewards, as we mentioned before. I'd like to mention KyberSwap total trade volume is over $4.38 billion. Anyone remember the last community call? Huge increase. And we saw all-time high TVL. Another thing I like to mention, Kyber recently crossed 200,000 Twitter followers. Really, you are the best. I would like to mention 2 very significant features of KyberSwap. First is dynamic trade routing. Probably most of you know this. KyberSwap users can get the best rate from decentralized exchanges via our great dynamic trade routing algorithm. This saves users time and effort when swapping any token, because for you KyberSwap will find the best route and the best rates among more than 30 decentralized exchanges, and you can see a route while you're swapping tokens. Really fancy. Another important feature is single token deposits. Adding liquidity into a pool is, core function for thousands of liquidity providers. With our new single token deposit feature, you can use just one token in the pair in one seamless transactions. And I want to talk about zKyber too. It's very exciting. New L2 DEX trading experience based on ZK rollups. Building upon our past research into rollup scaling solution, we brought to light our zKyber testnet on KyberSwap. You can reach from KyberSwap. zKyber is an L2 scaling solution that provides a faster, cheaper, and fairer DeFi trading experience on Ethereum. But because of this is a testnet, you will just use your test Ethereum tokens. I will add the link to the general chat. There is a price pool. Please check from the general chat. Test zKyber for free. This is free because you're using the faucets for test E tokens, and earn a share of $50,000. So let's talk about partnership, collaborations, and joint liquidity mining briefly. We talk about Sipher partnership and 50 million campaign on Ethereum. Also, there is $1 million liquidity mining with Unbound Finance on Ethereum. For Polygon chain, I would like to mention more than $1 million liquidity mining campaign with Pegaxi. On Binance Smart Chain, there is 1 million liquidity mining campaign with LPS Bottle. This is very popular right now. And I think we should talk about Crystal here as well. Kyber has partnered with Crystal DeFi to collaborate on their token sale launchpad on Crystal Go. KNC holders can enjoy better allocations for Crystal Go token sales if they stake KNC there. Crystal will also have KNC staking service to allow holders to earn rewards from KyberDAO. You can directly stake your tokens in Crystal Go from on. You don't have to use KyberDAO directly. You can even keep your KNC tokens to Binance Exchange spot wallet to get rewards, because when Binance vote on KyberDAO, it gets rewards and distributed to the holders. Kyber also collaborated with a lot of projects, but I like to mention CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, DeFi Pulse, DeBank, DeFi Llama, Token Terminal, The Graph, and so on are now tracking KyberSwap statistic. This is really important for us. Finally, I would like to talk about KyberDAO. KyberDAO is a decentralized community platform that allows KNC token users, especially holders, to participate in governance. KNC holders can stake KNC to vote on important decisions. And even with the project like Crystal, which we just mentioned, you can get your rewards. Like I say, including keeping your KNC tokens in your Binance Exchange spot wallet. Over $10 million worth of rewards have been distributed to KyberDAO voters. The Kyber community can propose and vote on Kyber improvement proposals, KIPs, through KyberDAO. I saw a comment: staking on KyberDAO is expensive. You're right, because of the Ethereum chain. You can use alternative ways like Crystal Go, other pools, as we mentioned. But you are so right. By the way, in KyberDAO, the latest latest key IP was key IP 18. It was about KNC allocation for small-scale liquidity mining activities. And Kyber in media, because of rebranding of DMM to KyberSwap, there is a lot of media materials. We created a media channel on Discord. You can follow them just right there. I'd like to mention a little bit Kyber Network's 2022 goals. With its multiple benefits over the other DEX platform, KyberSwap is well positioned for growth. In the immediate future, we plan to raise greater awareness of the benefits of KyberSwap. We really need your help in here. Please mention us on the social media. More DEXs and networks will be on KyberSwap DEX aggregator. More liquidity and token variety is on the way. We continue to be committed to our vision to become the liquidity hub for the decentralized economy, where any user or application can easily access the required tokens for their liquidity needs at the best rates. In the meantime, please write to general chat if you have any questions. I'm checking, by the way, general chat while I'm talking. We will try to answer them as much as we can in our time. It's almost 1 hour. Thank you for sticking with us.
Adding on to what you talked about earlier about our 2022 plans. So definitely our focus is really to boost the adoption for KyberSwap. And another thing is that the GameFi and NFT space is really heating up right now. And we definitely want to ride on the trend of that. And we will be taking a lot of important steps to embed ourselves in the space, primarily by providing the best rates for these gaming tokens. And there are some ideas around this, of course, in which where we can actually be part of the metaverse, right? Like being at the back end, helping these gaming tokens swap between each other within the game itself. And such integrations are very interesting for us because essentially it's really fulfilling our objective of being a liquidity hub, not just for DeFi, but for GameFi, and to make token trading seamless, to make gaming seamless in the metaverse. So we are doing already some research around this topic, but in general, our focus rests on really getting the word out there about KyberSwap, and of course we need the help of everyone in the community to help us share about KyberSwap. If you like using it, give us feedback on how to improve it so we can iterate, we can optimize the UI and UX, so all you gamers and all you DeFi degens out there would be able to enjoy a very seamless trading experience and get the tokens at the best rates. So that will be our key focus. As you know, we launched the zKyber L2 scaling testnet, and there's potential for us if it's well received for us to integrate this as part of KyberSwap as well, and giving users another alternative apart from the many popular networks out there. There could be another, a scaling solution, a faster, fairer, and more equitable way to trade within the Ethereum ecosystem easily on KyberSwap. So zKyber is still in an experimental phase, but we are, taking all your feedback very seriously. There's a feedback form there. Try it out for free. We have testnet ETH for you to use, and if you give us feedback, if you do the necessary actions on the zKyber testnet, you'll be able to win some KNC from our $50,000 prize pool. So this is on top of the yield farming campaigns that are going on right now. For example, the $50 million yield farming campaign that we're doing with Cypher. And with that much enhanced liquidity within KyberSwap, you're definitely getting the best rates for the Cypher token right now on KyberSwap. There are some pools on other DEXs, for example, like Uniswap, but KyberSwap being a DEX aggregator, we actually pull liquidity from all sources, and that guarantees you the best rates versus going to a DEX individually. AJ, do you have other questions that you would like to raise?
Thank you, Shane. I will ask you one more question in the end, but choose some of the questions. It says, is there any plan Kyber for being Kronos chain in the future? We are already in Kronos. Kronos very popular right now, right? We are only DEX in the Kronos right now. It's so important for us. So another question is, will Kyber provide more competitive rate in the future? I hope so. It's hard to say, yes, we will have more competitive rates in the future. Everything will go up. But it's important, it's crypto space. We will just try our best. And, our team is working hard and we are trying to best experience in DeFi to you. What's wrong with the current UX design? I didn't detect any problem. Actually, we are working on that a lot, our design, because I think design is so important in the decentralized exchanges. So we are working on it. I hope you like it. And also my favorite is in the design, of course, dynamic trade routing is so cool, I think. So is there any question? Let me check. I think that's all. Shane, anything you want to add? And I have a final question for you. What is our goal for 2022? If we detect just one goal, what it should be for Kyber?
Earlier, I think I already mentioned that, and you also covered it as part of the ecosystem update. Our main goal for 2022 is to be the best DEX aggregator and liquidity protocol for the DeFi and GameFi space. So we want to give traders the best rates for any tokens you want to swap. And for the liquidity providers, we want to give you the best rates in terms of APR and what you can earn from fees with greater volume and what you can earn from liquidity mining rewards as well at the same time. So by marrying the needs of both the traders and liquidity providers, we'll be able to get more synergy for the whole KyberSwap product and serve the needs of the DeFi and GameFi space. And on top of that, to ride on and adapt very quickly to the trends in the crypto world. For example, like for NFTs and GameFi, we want to work with the best projects like Cypher, Pegasus, Elpis Battle, and many of the other GameFi projects that we have already worked with recently. We want to continue working with these projects and find more projects to invest in as well. I think some of you have seen this, that we have a venture arm called Kyber Ventures that has been investing in a lot of the top GameFi projects. So these projects also become part of the Kyber ecosystem, and they can do liquidity mining with us. The tokens are listed on KyberSwap at the best rates. And this is just one of many different verticals we are looking at. So apart from GameFi, we will not ignore the DeFi space as well. DeFi 2.0, it's a big trend, and we are looking at how Kyber can also be part of that, be it in terms of the way KyberSwap is designed fundamentally, or perhaps even the KNC token, how these two topics, right, that can be part of the DeFi 2.0 narrative, where the protocol actually owns our own liquidity, where the token is used very heavily for additional utility and use cases. So that could be pretty exciting for the KNC token. And in general, whatever we do, we want to help boost adoption for KyberSwap to make it the best DEX aggregator for traders to get the best rates, and the best liquidity protocol for traders, for liquidity providers to get the best rates on the capital that they deposit. Hope that answers your question.
It was great. Thank you so much. Is there anything you want to add?
No, nothing from my side already. Thank you everyone for joining this AMA. I think we have 120 over people joining this AMA with Cypher. Thank you to the Cypher team once again for participating in this and contributing one very cool Cypher Inu NFT. So just a recap of the contest. We are leaving it on for another half a day maybe. So if you participated in our Discord AMA and you have left a comment, if you have not, you can still do so here. Ask a question or leave a comment. Why you like KyberSwap, why you love Cypher, and on the contest tweet, like it, retweet it, tag your favorite influencer, and we will contact you on Discord and Twitter to verify that you have done all the necessary steps. And 20 winners will get $150 worth of KNC each. So there's a total prize pool of $3,000. And one lucky winner will get to receive that very cool Cypher Inu NFT. And if you have questions about the contest, let us know on Discord, and we will post the contest tweet there again. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. I'd like to remind again, contest of $3,000, and we have a pool for the Kyber testnet, $50,000, and as we mentioned, Cypher has a liquidity campaign. Cypher plus Kyber actually have a liquidity campaign of $50 million. Thank you for participating. It was really fun. And I want to thank you, Alain and Cypher team again. Thank you, Shane, for participating. See you at the next AMA or community calls, which is closer. You can always reach us through our social media channels, and from forums, telegrams. We will be waiting for your feedbacks and questions and comments. Thank you. And finally, have a nice day. See you soon.